Hello, and welcome in. This is the Bitcoin Escape Hatch, a Bitcoin-only education channel where the signal is information and the outcome is financial freedom. My mission with this channel is to break down the walls and the concepts that make Bitcoin feel like a lot when you're first learning about it or while you're continuing your education journey when it comes to learning about Bitcoin, because there's a lot. And even I'm learning stuff every day, which is awesome. Today, as usual, we go beyond price charts. Price is important, but as we're going to talk about today, there's other things way more important outside of our own hemisphere, so to say. So let's get into it. Bitcoin isn't just an investment, and I've said that before on this channel. It's a global lifeline, unlocking financial freedom for billions trapped outside a broken traditional systems. Our systems are broken. We're inside of it. We still have access to it. It's not the best, but it is what it is. Unlike most of us in the West who buy Bitcoin, then stare at charts all day hoping for that Omega candle, Bitcoin is delivering real-world, life-saving impact to millions across the globe right now. The boomers will tell you it has no intrinsic value, no real use case, or that you can't even buy Starbucks with it. And it's very easy for them to say that when you have financial privilege and a cushy banking system. And I put that in there as contrast to people who live in countries without those systems, without that infrastructure, without access to things as simple as a bank account. I remember opening my first bank account when I was 13. I just showed up there, they gave me a bank account, put money in it, and there we go. For example, places like Nigeria, which often dodge double-digit inflation, or remittance companies that steal 6 to 9% of someone's money just for sending it back home. Or, like I said, families in crisis zones needing instant aid. Bitcoin's permissionless, borderless nature isn't a gimmick. It's survival for these people, and we're going to get into it. Picture this. A family in rural Nigeria shielding their hard-earned savings from the double-digit inflation and even hitting 30 to 34% in previous years. Think of all the money that you have in your bank account, and think about it being worth 30% less by the end of the year by no fault of your own. And this is what a lot of people, not just in Nigeria, experience every day, every year. Or workers that leave their home countries. They travel all across the world to find jobs so they can send money back to support families. Remittance companies automatically take 6 to 9% of that money per transaction just for sending money back. In my opinion, if you're sending money back home, especially to countries like that, banks shouldn't be taking 6 to 9%. Banks should never be taking your money if you're sending it to family. But they are banks. Anyways, or imagine refugees in areas with civil unrest or war getting aid delivered instantly to their phone. No banks, no borders, and no endless delays. It's all possible with Bitcoin. These are not hypotheticals. They're happening right now, and Bitcoin's decentralized strength is helping them navigate these challenges. The global financial divide. These numbers hit hard, and this is why I love saying check your financial privilege, because it's a real thing. According to the World Bank's Global Findex 2025 report, based on 2024 data, about 1.3 billion adults still remain unbanked. No access to secure savings, credit, or affordable transfers. The report defines unbanked as adults without an account at a financial institution, bank, or similar through a mobile money provider. Without these formal tools for secure savings, people often rely on cash, informal methods, hiding money at home or with family, or in community savings groups. We all know those can go wrong. Or no storage at all. This exposes their money to real-world dangers that formal accounts are designed to mitigate. That means their hard-earned money is far more exposed to real dangers, like theft from cash hidden at home or carried around, or lost to robbery, fire, or simple mishaps, fraud in informal lending circles, or even family pressures that erode savings. Without formal accounts, there's no built-in protection. No fraud alerts, no deposit insurance, no easy recovery. Many rely on cash or community groups, but that leaves them vulnerable in ways that the banked world really faces. It's your financial privilege. That's despite the real progress. 79% of adults globally now have some sort of bank account, up from 74% in 2021, mostly thanks to digital mobile money exploding in low and middle income countries. This has helped nudge global remittance costs towards 6.5%, with some digital options even lower, which is good, but don't celebrate too soon. In unstable regions, fees still stack up to 8 to 9% or higher, especially in sub-Saharan Africa, where some corridors spike even more due to sky-high charges geographic barriers, and deep distrusts of their own institutions. Global remittances have hit record levels, and they continue to grow. And with the growth in remittances and remittances companies, billions get drained every year by obscured middlemen before the money even reaches the families who need it most. For millions of families, remittances are literally a lifeline. The difference between food on the table, school fees, or even a roof over their head. Yet the old system quietly still drains them. If they send $200 home, an average of $13 vanishes before that money even arrives. In some of these countries, that can jump up to $16 to $18 per transfer. Now, to people like us in the West, $16 or $18 isn't much. Think about what that lost money could mean for just a family scraping by. In Nigeria or smaller regions, $13 to $18 might buy several days' worth of staple foods like rice and beans and veggies for households, cover bus fares or to work or school, pay for basic medicine, or help with child school supplies. For families where remittances are often the difference between eating properly or going hungry, which is really sad to think about, that's not pocket change. It's survival stolen by an invisible middleman. Scale that across millions of transactions, millions of people sending money home, and that means billions of dollars get siphoned away every year, extracted by banks, operators, and hidden exchange rates. It's not just inconvenient, it's structural theft from the poorest households. And who profits? Giant remittance companies and banks. They pocket tens of billions annually. Western Union alone pulls in billions, mostly from these very charges or sends. The human toll is brutal. It delivers borderless, permissionless access with almost zero bar to entry, which is my favorite part. Bitcoin is the decentralized lifeline. Bitcoin operates without permission, without borders, and without gatekeepers. It's a truly open network. Anyone with an internet connection and a smartphone can join instantly. No approval required. Download a free open source wallet app, generate your seed phrase, and you're live. You can hold, send, receive, and verify value on the global ledger. No ID, no bank, no credit check, no KYC walls, just pure open participation. The zero barrier design is game-changing for the unbanked. And that's why I think it's so important to cover this topic. In low and middle income countries, mobile phone ownership is widespread. 86% of adults have phones, with smartphones around 68%, according to Findex 2025 data. Most people already hold the tools needed to access Bitcoin, which is amazing. Set up a non-custodial wallet in minutes, and you're your own bank, self-custodying scarce, verifiable money that no institution can freeze or seize or take percentages of just because you're sending it around. Instant low-cost remittances, like the Lightning Network. These fees drop to fractions of a cent. By late 2025, Lightning Network's capacity hit an all-time high above 5,600 Bitcoins. I think it was actually 5,637 to be exact, with thousands of nodes powering a near-instant scalable transfer network, which is amazing. Bitcoin is an inflation hedge and borderless savings. Its fixed 21 million supply cap makes it a digital gold. Preserve wealth where fiat currencies crumble. Anyone can join and hedge, no permission needed. True permissionless sovereignty. No central authorities gatekeep participation. This turns exclusion into inclusion overnight. This isn't hyper-speculation, it's active, grassroots reality. Bitcoin's open design makes financial freedom accessible to literally anyone, anywhere, peer-to-peer. As for where this is happening right now, proof lives in the real world. El Salvador's ongoing experiment. As the first nation to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender, it targeted remittance costs, a huge chunk of their GDP, and broader inclusion. The governments keep accumulating. They hold over 7,500 Bitcoin as of 2026 and pushes forward, integrating AI and blockchain into education and finance with projected GDP growth around 4%. And they're mining Bitcoin with their volcanoes, which is amazing. Everyday adoption has been gradual, but the vision is locked in. There's no turning back for them, and I think it's really going to pay off. Africa's peer-to-peer revolution, and this one is awesome. Sub-Saharan Africa leads grassroots Bitcoin adoption. On-chain activity booms via peer-to-peer platforms. They often integrate this with tools like M-Pesa. Sorry if I abused the pronunciation of that. This is in Kenya. It's used for trade, savings, instant remittances, and hedging inflation. Nigeria sees massive quarterly peer-to-peer volumes, despite even regulatory headwinds. Entrepreneurs and families rely on it, where banks are scarce or unreliable, often starting with just a phone and no formal ID, like we were saying before. Humanitarian aid in crises. Blockchain tools, including Bitcoin integrated ones, are transforming relief. In places during war, it's rough. UNHCR and WFP initiatives via platforms like Hisab Pay deliver aid to over 1 million people in 2025. This is in Afghanistan, slashing costs dramatically, enabling direct, traceable transfers. Places like Syria, where they cut payment times from weeks to minutes and cut expenses sharply. In Ukraine, they use the blockchain wallets for emergency cash to displace families, fast, secure, no bank required. These bypass slow traditional rails, restoring dignity and control in war or disaster zones. Instant relief for these people when it matters most, right? Challenges in the road ahead. Bitcoin isn't perfect. Volatility demands education. It's the whole reason for this channel. Focus on long-term holding, not short-term trading. I don't think there's anybody out there that successfully traded Bitcoin. Regulatory hurdles exist, and that's just the nature of something that's new and misunderstood in my opinion. Everyday scaling depends on tools like Lightning, which hit record capacity highs in 2025 and saw major integrations heading into 2026. But Bitcoin's progress is undeniable. Like the things we mentioned before, and Lightning's growth makes micropayments viable. Bitcoin's energy profile, which is constantly getting greener and greener, improves with renewables like El Salvador's geothermal push, right? They're mining Bitcoin with their volcanoes, which is amazing. The path forward? Double down on self-custody education, on-chain verification, and steering clear of centralized traps. Bitcoin's zero bar to entry keeps it accessible even as the ecosystem matures. No matter what happens to Bitcoin or how it grows, anybody's going to be able to join the network at any time with a phone. And that's why we love it. A future for financial freedom. Bitcoin's vision is clear. A scarce, transparent, censorship-resistant base layer for truly inclusive finance, shifting power from institutions back to people, which is what we want, which is what I want with this channel. No borders, no funds freezing, no permission required. True sovereignty over your wealth, open to anyone with a phone. In 2026, with Lightning at record levels, grassroots adoptions exploding in high-need regions, Bitcoin stands firm as the escape hatch from a broken fiat system. Your role? Learn deeply, verify everything, take self-custody, sharing all the amazing things that Bitcoin can do for people here in the West, or even in areas where people need it the most, is going to build a more equitable world for everybody. And that's why they say, if you fix the money, you can fix the world. And I believe this is what Bitcoin is going to do. Stay sovereign, friends. And as always, if you're going to buy Bitcoin, make sure you send it to cold storage, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.